Good morning, everyone. Happy Saturday. So I'm just sitting out on my porch with my dogs, Skylar and Ladybug, and I decided that I would set up a private stream and look up some true crime. And of course, later, after I'm done, I'll put it to public and you guys can watch it. So the first story we're going to look at is Leila Cavett. The FBI allegedly told Layla's mother that she would not be coming back home. They implied that she was dead. Allegedly, they found some blood on a shovel. And I'm going to screen share that article and we're going to take a look at it. There is a lot going on in the true crime section this Saturday morning. I'm sorry if you hear the ravens in the background. They are so daggone loud. Okay. Leila Cavett, FBI tells mother that missing Georgia woman is not coming back. Blood found on shovels. The mother of missing Georgia woman, Leila Cavett, says the FBI agent implied her daughter is likely never coming home. Is my daughter coming back? Tina Kirby asked the agent, according to an interview with the South Florida Sun Sentinel. No, was the response, according to Kirby. I don't want my daughter to be dead, Kirby said, but I cannot live the rest of my life in denial either. Layla Cavett, age 21, was last seen on July 25th at a racetrack gas station in Hollywood, Florida. Family members said Layla may have left Georgia with her toddler son abruptly at night and drove to Florida for unknown reasons. During the morning hours of July 26, passerby Ebony Williams discovered Layla Cavett's son, 2-year-old Camden, wandering around in a t-shirt and a dirty diaper outside an apartment complex off of Southwest 68th Avenue in Miramar. After searching the area for the toddler's caretakers without luck, Ebony Williams contacted the police. I heard the baby crying, so I walked over and I realized he was by himself, Williams said. I asked him, "Where's your mommy?" And he kind of just pointed everywhere. Camden is now in foster care while family members are going through the legal process in an attempt to gain custody. Meanwhile, his mother remains missing. On Saturday, authorities arrested a person of interest in the case. A self proclaimed witch doctor, Shannon Ryan, was detained in Florida and arrested for lying to FBI and kidnapping in connection to Camden. A criminal complaint indicated a car that looked identical to Ryan's gold Lexus with a missing bumper was spotted on security footage by the apartment complex just moments before the toddler was found. A vehicle consistent with Ryan's gold Lexus is seen directly in front of the apartment complex where the child was recovered only minutes before the child was found. Ryan's Lexus is very distinguishable because it has the missing front bumper, the complaint states. According to a federal search warrant, investigators also found shovels with red droplets in Ryan's possession. Investigators reportedly determined the droplets to be apparent blood. Kirby is currently in Florida, where investigators ask her for her DNA to see if they can get a match to her daughter with the blood. Tell me where my baby is, please, Kirby said, referencing Ryan, who had a brief court appearance yesterday at the Broward County Court for a bond hearing. In an hour-long video posted on Facebook earlier this month, Ryan claimed he was the last person to see Layla before she disappeared from a Hollywood, Florida gas station with a group of men. Ryan claimed on the same video that he had known Layla for years. He said Layla and her toddler son, Camden, previously lived with him in Alabama for months. Ryan also said he was in Hollywood visiting a friend in the hospital when he asked Leila Cavett to come to Florida. He offered to buy her truck from her, a truck Layla had reportedly just bought for herself. I said, "Let me buy the truck from you," Ryan said. "I'm not selling my truck." I'm like, "Layla, come on, sell me the truck." From my understanding, I thought That was the reason she was coming to Florida. Ryan alleged that Layla showed up with the truck and her son in Florida after their conversation. He claimed he spent the day with Layla in Camden, going to the beach and treating them to lunch and dinner. Ryan added that he paid Layla $3,000 for her truck, and at some point they ended up at the racetrack in Hollywood, where Layla and her son left with unknown men. He's quoted as saying, pulled up to the gas station. Boom. When I pulled up to the gas station, it's some guys in a car that she's talking to, Ryan said. These guys look familiar because they look like some she was talking to at the beach. And she's got no limits, he said. Investigators analyzed security footage and found no evidence of Layla leaving with a group of men in a dark sedan. Crime Online reached out to Ryan prior to his arrest, and he refused to talk unless he was first given a payment of $500,000. That's my price. This is how I do business. I get paid to answer people's questions, so you are no different. Other than that, I have nothing to say, and you can quote me on this, Ryan told Crime Online. Layla Cavett stands 5 feet 4 inches tall and weighs around 120 pounds. She has a tattoo on her inner right arm that reads Camden in cursive and a small tattoo of a Jesus fish on her right wrist. On Thursday, George L. Piro, special agent in charge, FBI Miami, announced a $10,000 reward for information that leads to Layla Cavett's whereabouts. Anyone with information on Layla is urged to contact the FBI's Miami office at 1-800-CALL-FBI, or you can submit a tip at fbi.gov/tips. In one of this Shannon's videos, Shannon Ryan's videos, I believe his name's Shannon, he says something about he hired Layla to be like a camera woman for him to go film down in the Everglades. So I'm just wondering if he murdered her, if he may have took her body and put it somewhere in the Everglades. If he did, the Everglades is huge. They may never find her. I'm praying for her family, her poor little son. But thank goodness that he didn't hurt little Camden. I'm so thankful for that. Okay, so let's move on to the next topic. We're going to do the ex-Dallas cop pleads guilty to having sadomasochistic images of little girls. I probably didn't pronounce that right. That's a mouthful. Okay, hold on here. Still learning this laptop, guys. Get some of these ads off here. Crime Online really overdoes it with their stinking ads. Ex-Dallas cop pleads guilty to having sadomasochistic images of little girls. Still didn't say it right. Y'all know what I mean. A former Dallas police officer pleaded guilty to possession of child pornography in federal court on Friday and acknowledged that he knew the images, some of which portrayed sadistic or masochistic conduct, showed actual minors. The U.S. Attorney's Office for the Northern District of Texas said that Daniel Lee Collins, 35, resigned from the police department earlier this week. He was a senior corporal. Wow. The criminal complaint against Collins filed in July said investigators was triggered when Google noted sexually explicit images of little girls uploaded to Collins's account from the City of Dallas Internet Network this spring. Google flagged the images to the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children, which filed a cyber tip line report with the Dallas police. A Dallas IT specialist traces the IP addresses used for the uploads and found the same Google accounts were accessed from the city's network and from Collins's home. One of the images uploaded on May 13th to an account named Dan Collins, and two more were uploaded on June 29th to an account named John Smith, Google said. According to the plea papers, Collins admitted accessing child porn through his Google email account and that he knew the images, including a nude prepubescent female, were of minors. He also admitted to knowingly distributing a file that contained sexually explicit images of a child. Collins' sentencing is scheduled for January 8th, 2021. He faces up to 20 years in prison. God, sick. There is no rehabilitation for these sex predators. I'm just wondering if he has ever molested a child, raped a child, abused a child. Maybe, and no one reported it. Who knows? These people are sick. They all deserve to be put on an island and left without any food or water. Okay, here's another story, guys. I hope this is sharing all this. So, a teen with autism strangles his mom while dad watches in horror on a home security video. Oh my gosh, how awful. And that's the guy, older than a teenager. This is in Tennessee, guys. A Tennessee man watched in horror, goodness birds, as his son, okay, a Tennessee man watched in horror as he saw his son strangling his wife on home security footage on Wednesday. The Chattanooga Times Free Press reported Friday. The man called Chattanooga police, who responded to the home in the northeastern part of the city and found Garrett Bilal, 19, on the floor of his bedroom. According to the affidavit, Garrett told officers his mother was in the woods when they asked, and that's where they found the body of his mother, Theresa, age 54, with her head covered in saran wrap. And guys, I'm not sure I'm pronouncing this name right. I think it's Bilal. According to the court records, Garrett Bilal's father called Chattanooga police and told them he was about 8 hours away from home, and he had just reviewed his security footage where he saw his son strangle Theresa until she was lifeless and then drag her body out of the video frame. Oh my gosh. It's like a real life horror movie. The father sent detectives his videos, police said, which corroborated what he had told them when he called. The video also showed Garrett cleaning up the crime scene with paper towels, which were later found in the trash. Garrett Bilal has been charged with criminal homicide, abuse of a corpse, tampering with evidence, Chattanooga police said. He was given a $300,000 bond, and his first court appearance was scheduled for August 25th. According to News Channel 9, he bonded out Thursday. Neighbors of the Bilals told News Channel 9 that Garrett lived with autism. It's hard to think about because they tried everything they could to help their son and it didn't work. And it's partly because the mental health system in this country is awful. Neighbor Lisa Daring told the station, it's awful. It's a sad case. Prayers for that family. I'm wondering who bonded him out of jail. More than likely, his dad. So I want to look at this other article. Searchers find human remains in area where dog found skull last month. So a dog found a skull last month. Let's see where this is at. Oh my goodness. Get some of the ads off. They put so many ads up, you can't even hardly see the article. It's ridiculous. Okay, so this is in Alabama. Alabama investigators have found human remains on a Lee County property where a human skull was found last month. The skull and a vertebrae were found on July 21st when a resident's dog brought the bones home, the station said, prompting investigators to launch a search. Lee County Coroner Bill Harris said the search over the 100-acre property, with another 240 acres in an adjacent property, was like looking for a needle in a haystack. But on Fridays, detectives used a map created by a state of the art GPS tracker put on one of the property owner's dogs in an attempt to narrow down the search area. The map showed where the dogs typically roamed, and within about 2 hours, the additional remains were located. The Lee County Sheriff's Office said evidence found in the area has provided an indication of the identity of the remains, but they have all been sent to the Alabama Department of Forensic Sciences for a positive confirmation. The Lee County Sheriff's Office and the Lee County Coroner's Office are conducting the investigation and said when the skull was found that the conditions of the remains did not indicate an incident or recent occurrence. Oh, wow. Someone could have just been in the woods hiking and had a heart attack, some kind of medical emergency. There could be no foul play involved. Um, but surely if someone, let's say, went for a walk or hike in the woods and didn't come back, surely someone reported them missing. Okay. Oh my gosh, guys, this is scary. This is about someone who drove a long distance to shoot someone over an online game. That is so scary because my son loves to game. Les Killer drove 1,700 miles each way to fatally shoot victim over online game. Police in two jurisdictions, 1,700 miles apart, are looking at whether a dispute during an online game prompted a California man to drive to Texas to kill an 18-year-old man and then drive back home, where he killed himself over a 72-hour period. The Flower Mound Police Department said. Flower Mound police found Matthew Thane dead from a gunshot wound outside his residence early Tuesday morning and launched an investigation that quickly identified a 23-year-old man from Pleasanton, California, as a possible suspect, linking him to the murder with data from his cell phone. Pleasanton officers, including a SWAT team and two Flower Mound detectives who had came to California to assist, surrounded the suspect's home at about 11 p.m. Wednesday night. When they got inside the home, they found the suspect dead of an apparent self-inflicted gunshot wound. Flower Mound police said some of the evidence collected at the suspect's home links him to Thane's death and said more information would be released once they confirmed the suspect is the man who killed Thane. Investigators are looking over evidence they found at the home, they said, and the Alameda County Coroner's Bureau is conducting an autopsy. Officials did not release the suspect's name, but said they believe he and Thane were acquainted through online gaming. That is so scary. My son plays games. Um, Police spokesman Captain Shane Jennings said the idea that the shooting was caused by a gaming dispute was just a theory, but detectives will know more once they've accessed data from both Thane and the suspect's gaming devices. A Bay Area police official told the Mercury News that the suspect set a propane tank on fire outside Thane's home and shot him when he came outside. Wow, that is so crazy. Over an online game, which that's just a theory right now. That is so crazy. Okay, guys, so I guess that's all the true crime that I'm going to share right now. Um, Let me know what you guys think about these stories below in the comments. I always like reading you guys' opinions. I can't talk this morning, guys. I've not had enough coffee yet. I get tongue tied and my words don't come out right. But, anyways, I am planning on doing a trivia night tonight if nothing goes wrong for the channel members. It'll probably be about 9 p.m. Eastern Time. If something was to happen that I can't do trivia tonight, it will be scheduled for next Saturday night. And also, channel members, I want to remind you that this week we're going to start on Wednesday nights. We're going to have a channel members live streams, and on Saturday nights we're going to have channel members live streams. Now, it may not be every Saturday night. It's just according to what I have planned for the weekend, but it will be every Wednesday night for sure. Anyways, guys, y'all have a great weekend. And I will see some of y'all tonight to play trivia if nothing happens. Be safe, be kind, and peace.